Hello again, everyone. This is Game Collector, and this week I have something a little bit different and also something a little bit special. This is the Rise of Safeguard 2-figure set from Transformers Animated. No, I did not get this recently, but yes, I have had it for a while. I was planning on doing this for a while now, and I figure now that I have the time and the availability for it, I'm going to do it. So, as you can clearly see, there are two jets that are pretty much near identical, save in color, and a couple of tiny little details like the little wings, fins and wings. One has flames and the other looks like it's ice. I'll get to that. And it also came with a comic book, aptly titled The Rise of Safeguard. No, I'm not going to review the whole comic book, but I am going to show you a few pages. And yeah, it's packaged in the same wrapper with the instruction manual. Let me raise the camera up a little bit so you can get a better view of it. Mostly. I kind of wish I had a bigger camera lens or just a bigger camera. But for now, you're kind of stuck with this. And I'm sorry for the lens glare and the sudden shifting of the lighting. Give you a few pics of the pages here. I am going to show, I'm going with the bio from the comic book rather than the bio of the box, because they contradict one another. Yeah, there's the two. And where are they? I need to find a picture. Ah, there they are, right up there. Or right down there. That's what they were before they became jets. They're supposed to be ATVs, but you really can't tell all that well from their mere, what, 2-page appearance. Okay, yeah. And on the back, yeah, adverts. Because this is an associated comic. It's done by the in-house and script by Marty Eisenberg. Great guy, great fan. Did Transformers Animated. And no, there's nothing on camera right now because I'm trying to put the comic book back in its sleeve. Because, yeah. So, now that that's out of the way, I'm going to bring up the box. And then we'll get on to the toys after the box. There's the bio. It contradicts everything right now because they're twins. Yes, twins occur in Transformers every so often, and no, they're not clones. Because then there'd have to be someone they based the clone off of, because Starscream's clones were based off of aspects of him. Again, contradictory information. Galactic powers and abilities. Right there. The only Autobots that can fly. Youngest of the Elite Guard members of all time. The first Autobots with the ability to combine, and there's the picture of what they combine into. Transformed incorrectly. We'll get to that. So, box out of the way. Box done. Book done. Toys now! Yes! What you came here for. Toys. What you go to the toy store for. Toys. What you go to the department store for. Toys. And again, what you come here for. Toys. And so, as you can obviously tell, this is Jetfire, and the other one is Jetstorm. Let's see here. Going to move. They essentially transform the same way. Oh, right. There is one more thing. Since they combine in all 4 modes, I need to show you Safeguard's combine mode. You line them up like so. I gotta raise the camera again. Don't mind me. Raise the camera a bit. Combine these 2 little flaps on the underside, on the bellies of the planes. Like that. And then up here, you can see the 2 little nose cone pegs. Then you can combine them together. And there you have Safeguard Superjet mode. And yeah. Sorry. Yeah. This is extremely underwhelming. it's just a jet sticking to the underbelly of another jet. I see no actual combining here. The original product was supposed to look something like an X-Wing. No. This looks nothing like an X-Wing. Moving on, back to what I was doing before I had to show you that really weak attempt at a combined vehicle mode. Where, either way, it doesn't matter who we start with. I'd personally start with Jetfire. Of course, you always fold in the little wings first. Pull out the foot and the heel. And yes, it looks like he has hands on his heels. That's just for symmetricalism, symmetrability. Fancy word meaning both look alike. And then you have... Oh, pulled that one leg out too far. You'll see what that's for later. Pull it out. And there are his legs. And yes, he is kind of a deluxe and kind of a scout at the same time. It's really weird. And so with that out of the way, you can fold this down, and there you can see his head and his chest. But now we have to go back here. And yes, just so I can show you on camera before he's all the way transformed, the cockpit does open up. Same thing with Jetstorm. Not that anyone can really fit in there, and there's no real point to it, but pointers for making it look awesome. And so we pull up a little bit more. So I can pull these forward, and then they split, which means I can lower the camera now because these turn back, fold over and up. Whoops, he's trying to knock out the camera. Over and up. And then this just folds into a backpack. He can move his head up a little bit more. And whoop. And there we go. And yeah, that's his face. He's a little head with goggles. Also fire for hair, I suppose. The actual designs had them, and this is how I pretty much saw them. Jetfire looked like a cross between Wreck-Gar and Fireman, and Jetstorm looked like, well, Jetstorm from Beast Machines crossed with Airman because he had a giant vent for a stomach. I'm glad they went with these designs instead. And yes, his eyes are light piped. Put my finger over there. You can see that they're not all well lit. And there they kind of are. I'm sorry, I still don't have a working flashlight. Well, I have a working flashlight, but I don't know where it is. I don't even have a really good pen light. And he is articulated. And again, they're both pretty much the same toy. So I'll just put him off to the side and show you Jetstorm. Oh, pardon me. And he transforms pretty much the same way. I'll just split his arms open early, then do his feet. Oh, went a little too far. And again, that's for something after we're done with the robot modes here. Didn't fold the heels all the way up. And I apologize if you do miss any of Jetstorm's transformation. But to be honest, if you miss anything, you already saw it in Jetfire's transformation. Yeah. So you're really not missing too much. The only thing you would miss is the fact that, well, let's face it, the only defining characteristics that make these two guys different are A, their color schemes, and 2, their heads. That's pretty much the only difference between the two toys separated. Yes, they are practically identical twins. There are other sets of twins that I have that will probably never appear on the show because of how much people hate them. And, well, technically I do have certain things against them, and I don't because, well, that's for another episode, okay? We'll get to that later. It's a completely different episode, and we're not talking about them right now. We're talking about these two little guys. From what I can remember of the show when it was still on the air, these guys spoke with a German accent, Jetfire voiced by Tom Kenny, and Jetstorm voiced by Phil Lamar. Or were they supposed to be Russian? All I know is that they were supposed to be based off of acrobats, and yeah, it was Russian acrobats. There we go. The only thing I didn't like about them was the fact that they sucked up to Sentinel Prime in that show, and Sentinel Prime was a jerk. I'd use stronger language, but yeah, no. So anyway, now that we're done talking about these two specifically, because neither one of them really got very good development in the show at all. They were only on for like, what, 10 minutes of screen time maybe? So let's get started, this time with Jetstorm, and this is where it kind of gets weird. Okay, first you pull the arms back, and then you pull this part forward. Look, I snapped his neck. No, I didn't. You pull that piece out and fold that in, but not all the way yet. You have to split him at the crotch. Yeah, that doesn't sound comfortable. Before you turn the leg, you pull out on it, and oh, he's starting to crack a bit right there, if you can see. Right there by my thumb. Yeah, there's a little tiny crack. Thankfully, it's only on the one side. And hopefully it wouldn't be too... Oh, that doesn't look so good right now. Yeah, it goes all the way through. All the way through to the actual joint. It doesn't go all the way through to the bolt. I am sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that's scary. That's kind of a horror for me right now. I'm a little bit distracted by it, but I'm not going to end the review for that. Eesh. And I think I know why, because this mode is very heavy. I wonder if it has the same problem on the other side. Now you take this and you fold it in after you fold it in the head. Turn this around and fold it in. What does this look like to you? What does this look like? It looks like half of a robot. Well, we're not quite done yet because you have to pull these bits out and, you know, make them not look like arms. And right now that's kind of the best I can do. Ah, stupid camera! And, well, I guess I'll have to leave him off to his side. Oh, God, I can't believe I just made that pun. And ignore the giant screen up there. Now, again, it's pretty much the same thing. Pull these out. Pull this forward. Yeah! There we go. No, this one doesn't have a crack in it. Or I am very much mistaken. It has the exact same crack in it on the exact same knee in the mirror opposite position. I don't think that's quite coincident. Ah, bah! Sorry. My camera doesn't want to participate with me today. Fold out a piece on that end, push his little tiny head in, and you fold the piece in. And look, it's another robot half on the opposite side. I think there's a conspiracy. Or is there? No, there's not. So, now, I have to get these into the same position, like a giant X. And that's not going to work, is it? No, it's not going to want to work. Now, you see, there are problems with the combination of this toy, and that'll be very prominent as soon as you do the whole symmetrical docking mode. For example, either his head or his crotch do not want to form together, and I have to raise the camera again. This guy is the reason the toy was $20. Well, toys. And look, his crotch already doesn't want to stick together, and I can't believe I'm saying that this much in one episode. All I have to say is whoever designed this toy, or rather attempted to design this toy, didn't quite get all the details right in one go. Because he is very, very back-heavy. And again, that might explain why his legs have cracks in them. There we have Autobot Safeguard, and I completely forgot to show you the articulation of the twins. That's okay, I'm going to split them up a little bit after I show you his articulation. Shoulders. He has two types of elbow joint, which can allow for quite a few funny things. If you want his arm to be sticking out, you have to pull it up at the shoulder and fold it out like so. Yes, he has fists, but they're molded shut, as you can see right there. It's on both sides. And he has the same type of articulation on both sides, but because they're both different colors. Yay! Taste the rainbow! Race the tainbow! Wait, what? What did I just say? Now his legs do go out because, again, they're on this point, but they're like so. Again, I'll show you the articulation of the twins individually. Well, technically I don't even have to do individually. And no, he can't really do wide-legged poses that well. Now, these bits on his back don't particularly like to do what they're supposed to do, which kind of leads to some improper transformations and back heaviness. There are several ways you can fix it up, and one of which, if you want to make it look screen accurate, you're going to have to deal with the back kibble looking the way it does now. Because I really don't care what it looks like. This is what I do. Because they're all going like this. Leave the cockpits, these little bits right here, like so, but you fold the arms in, well, the extra arms in, like you would put them in jet mode without actually putting them in jet mode. Close them up as best you can. And again, this kind of helps with the... It does make him more back heavy, or makes his... It puts his center of balance more to his back. I don't know. It's complicated. It is and it isn't, okay? I don't know how to put it in words properly, and you should know this by now. Me, I'm no good with words. And there. Now, instead, when you want him to look like he has wings, you kind of just fold them out like this. And, well, yeah, it doesn't really look like he has wings very well unless you have him tilted to either side. And then, if you don't want wings out, again, just like that really lame jet transformation, you can fold it backwards, and now it looks like he has a giant turbine on his back. And his crotch split again. Yes, again, major problem with this. Ah! He wants to fall over backwards, lean forward, with just... Ah! Ah! First it was the camera, now it's the toy. Make up your mind. There. Now he's standing up, but leaning forward. Who cares? He's standing up. Speaking of standing up, let me raise the camera a bit and zoom in on his head. Or at least pull his head in closer. As you can see, his head is actually a little asymmetrical. Right here he has a nub, and right here he kind of has a fin. That's because each half of his head is based off the head of the other twin. And yeah, he has a yellow eye and a blue eye. That's actually kind of cool to me. The asymmetrical eye colors to go with the whole asymmetricalness of him. Well, he's pretty symmetrical. Most obnoxious toy ever. Whatever. So now, as I was saying, I'm going to split him back up. And probably keep him that way so his legs don't get broken. And now it's just a matter of doing that. Split in half. Yay! And then transforming him back to the twins. It's fairly normal. It's just the whole thing in reverse. And it might help if I, pull their heads out first. That'll really help. And there's Jetfire. And again, I really apologize to you about this, but there's no real way of defining what these two are. It's basically like if you took Bumblebee, split him into two different people, kept them both obnoxious and dumb, and then suddenly made them one of the highest rank, the lowest ranked members of the elite guard, basically. They're on the elite guard. As you can see, they have there's the elite guard symbol. There it is for Jetstorm. But yeah, these guys didn't really get enough screen time to get developed into two separate characters, as they kind of just hung out in the background and didn't really do much save for their premiere episode. And during the third season, this toy got pushed really hard. I didn't get the toy because the commercials kept telling me get the toy. I got the toy because, well, I wanted it. Also, free comic book. I mean, really, can you blame me for getting free comic book? Well, I suppose you can, but whatever. Okay. For Jetstorm, elbow, shoulder's on a ball joint, and then that ball joint is on a hinge joint. Hinged elbows with a swiveled wrists, which are molded in hands, so again, they can't hold any weapons because well, technically they have an ice elemental and a fire elemental. Guess which one has which power? Here's the knee, the leg, swivel, and no, because of the transformation process, he can't really spread his legs farther than this. And Jetfire has the exact same things in the exact same spots. Because identical molds, the only differences are that one forms the right side and one forms the left side, and that's pretty much it. And again, giant box is a backdrop with their combined mode on it. And then move them off to the side just for more box shot. Sorry if it's a bit dusty. Here's Jetfire with his fireman helmet. And Jetstorm looks like Beast Machine's Jetstorm if he had a mouth. And they're both Autobots instead of, one being an Autobot and one being evil. Or blah, 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 blah. So I hope you enjoyed this small little peek into the twins, at least the one set of twins. And I will see you next time. Later.